If this world were mine. Hey, let's go, radio. Right on time with that. I didn't even know what song was on. Y'all, what the heck? I don't know why I look like this. But we're gonna still just go for it. I did get splattered with some soup, so that's like a little scar right there. So hey guys, what's happening? I am feeling much better today. The last couple of days with the full moon energy, I am so affected by the full moon. Like I either get super energized or I get super drained, and then I always have some like major upgrades. So I'm actually feeling some flu-like symptoms, but I'm taking them as like ascension symptoms just because one of my favorite readers mentioned that we might get sick this week, and I did. Okay, so I was like, this is all part of the plan, and I'm back on my supplement game. You know, you guys. We have so much to be grateful for. Okay, we have so much to be grateful for, and I think that while everybody else is out in the streets fighting for their rights or whatever, I am so happy that us Black folks are just chilling, okay, and staying focused on what's actually important to us, because we don't need any more distractions. Okay, if you don't know, sorry, no one. If you don't know that a lot of these folks out here crying in the streets is crisis actors, if you don't know that all of these events, all the way even back to Chuzzy Chaz and how he died, that was a false flag. I do believe he died. Okay, I know that there was some speculation like this motherfucker even die. Okay, because of the womb and all that, yada yada. But regardless, I am sure that it was an inside job. So for everybody who's like, oh, go chomp, yeah, go chomp, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, he killed your friend, he killed your your Jesus. Okay. Speaking of Jesus, let him go. Let the white man have his God back. Okay. If that's one thing that hit me too, is that, um, you know, I grew up in California, Black girl growing up in California, and I was in predominantly white institutions. Okay. I grew up around white people, right? They were all my friends. Da, da, da. One thing I can say about them, they don't believe in God. Not for real. Okay, they don't have this like faith, like, you know how Black people, we got soul, we got faith, like whether we call God or whoever we call him, it's real, right? They don't have that energy. So the fact that they're calling on their Jesus back, let them have him. Okay, if you still if you want to remain in alignment with the Bible, his name is Yeshua. That's probably the greatest destiny swap of our time, is taking the name Yeshua and calling him Jesus. Okay, because Jesus, it means hail Zeus. Okay, so basically we've been pledging allegiance to Zeus this whole time, which is probably why, you know, people be like, Jesus didn't help us when we was in chains. You're right, because we should have been calling on our ancestors, or connecting with spirit directly. Okay. I've been listening to a lot of different commentary. I used to listen to like a lot of tarot readings, like I do, for my entertainment, right, and insight. But baby, lately I ain't been listening to nothing but revolution speeches and and slave rebellions. Slave rebellions is my new shit. Okay, those give me peace. It calms my rage. Okay, and so, you know, we need to educate ourselves. I'm 37, right? And what I've been saying to myself ever since we got dragged into this fight, ever since white supremacy decided to rear its ugly head and say, hey, we ain't forgot about you, we're gonna get on your neck again. Okay, ever since then, I have rededicated myself to the liberation of Black people, and something that I was already a part of. About 10 years ago, I had my first awakening with the Hebrew Israelite thing. I started like joining communities and groups, and of course there was issues, okay, but regardless, I'm about that life. Okay. And so now I'm like looking for people who are already active, already about that life. Hey, you trying to collaborate? Okay. Okay. You got your city sector. I'll do mine. Same plan. Let's go. All right. And so we have to start building community. One thing that I can say, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you guys so much. One thing that I am understanding is that we're going to have to put our own money up. Okay, we cannot be afraid to spend our money on things that actually matter. David says saying something about tampons or pads. I don't know exactly why. Thank you for subbing, Block Boy. Tampons or pads. David, you're gonna get blocked, but thank you for reminding me of that. Is one of the first things that I'm going to do. I'm already 1 month behind. Okay, is I'm going to subscribe to Peace Pads. So it's a Black owned feminine hygiene company, and apparently it is like organic and everything, so it's good for the coochie, and it's Black owned. So let's do it. They're only $7.99 a box, same price as in the store. You just got to order it online. Okay, so let's go. We can also join the bank. I think it's called First United or One United. I'll have to look it up. I screenshotted it, but let's put our money in that bank. Even if you can only put $50 in there, just let the $50 sit there. Okay, or use it and do your just transfer everything. Let it be your main account. Okay, because we need to start making moves. To say we're only going to buy Black products is damn near impossible, because we don't sell everything. Okay, we don't sell everything. But John Clark, would you like to be blocked? Okay, if you want to talk about Jesus Christ, start a channel and get to talking. Okay, because I just spoke on his name right now when I started. Okay, Jesus means Jesus, which means hail Zeus. So if we're gonna venerate, okay, as an ancestor, Yeshua HaMashiach, then that's one thing. But as Black people, we need to understand that Jesus means hail Zeus. Okay, and we're talking about allowing the white man to have his God back. Okay, so yeah. So those are my downloads. Who was I listening to? Dr. Walter Rodney. I listened to his speech yesterday, and it was very enlightening. And ultimately, it comes down to everything that Malcolm X talks about. We have to build our own institutions, and we cannot be afraid to spend our own money. Also, I think it's going to be difficult to make nonprofits, right? To make nonprofit organizations. Let me roll these windows up. I don't need everybody in my business. Okay, I'm on my break right now, and I don't need nobody being like, hey, I heard this Black lady talking about revolutionizing. I'll turn the air on. Okay, so we might not be able to do nonprofit organizations. So why not make it a corporation? You know what I mean? And as well as these organizations that we want to make, maybe we should just call them businesses instead of being like, oh, this is the community foundation for Black people. It could still be that, but run it as a business so that capitalism isn't trying to, or doesn't have power over us to say, oh, we don't support that. That's discrimination. Because something that has, with getting rid of DEI, what that did is saying that now if you do try to hire people who are Black or minorities, right, and try to even out the score that way, if anybody finds out that you're specifically hiring Black people, they can be fired. They can get charged with discrimination. Okay? So isn't that crazy? So before, the law was, hey, don't discriminate against minorities just because of their color of their skin or their disabilities. Now, if you try to help those people, you are now discriminating. So at this point, if we try to have the all Black party, we would probably get in trouble for discriminating. Okay, so they've been putting in some tricky terminology. A lot of people are saying they made the terminology as far as like who's a terrorist, who is a negative organization. It's very vague, and so you can get caught up as you could be on the FBI watch list, right? Just for talking like me. So be aware of that. But another video I watched, and what was her channel's called? Black Revolutionary Collective. I believe that's the words. She did a video talking about black fear versus the fight, something like that. And which I was already feeling in my chest is the fear, like, gosh, like they will kill you. They will kill you for talking and organizing. If we all try to gather, they will kill us. Okay? They will send us to jail. And that is a fact. It's not even like, oh, don't be afraid. Oh, as long as you don't commit any crimes. Absolutely not. Those days are dead. Okay? So what we need to do is be strategic. Okay? And try to remain as neutral and as incognito as possible. And I feel like for this first shift, okay, we need to focus on personal development. One thing that when I was joining Black Power groups 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago was that the people had selfish, even though they liked the idea, it was like a Marcus Garvey type movement that I was a part of. It's like they liked the idea, but at the heart of it is that everybody needed something. Nobody wanted to put their money up for real. And if they did put their money up, they definitely wanted a return on their investment. Like I remember trying to, discussing having a Kwanzaa event, and the leader of the Kwanzaa event was, saying she wanted to charge $100 per person to to have Kwanzaa dinner. I personally thought that was a ridiculous request because nobody even celebrates Kwanzaa. We're just trying to get the community together on the basis of some black shit, and you want to charge them $100 per family. And then when she told me I had a poverty mindset because I didn't want to charge people that. Okay? And so issues like that, right? So that's why we need to work on the personal development so that we are in a better place as individuals. We're in a space where we're in the overflow, so that we don't mind giving, donating money if we have it, donating time if that's what we have, offering services without being like, okay, what's for the fact that you get to see black people smiling. If seeing people just feel good, black people feeling like they came together, feeling like it's progress is not good enough, and you need a financial return, you're not ready. Okay? And so I think that's why we need to get ready, not just financially, because everybody's in their own place. If you let me come back to that, but physically, I feel like we need to get our health under control. They're already working on minimizing Medicaid, okay, and whatnot, but that's okay, right? Because that's why we have Hoodoo. We never needed their Medicaid anyways, unless we break a bone or something, okay? Because we can clear our body with herbs, okay? Yakai Awakened, he's on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, but he has an entire holistic, he has his own doctor's office, basically a holistic doctor's office. I believe it's in St. Louis. And he also does like consultations, and he cures diseases that doctors say cannot be cured. And so if you have concerns, go to his website. You can book with him if that's what you need. But also there's like a ton of reading material and like everything to help you heal certain diseases. And he sells the herbs. Okay, he also sells the different detoxes and herbs that you need to like completely restore your systems. Okay, so we need to get into that holistic stuff. I have more of a cheaper version of an apothecary. I don't have like the greatest organic herbs, but what I do is I have an Amazon apothecary, okay? So it's like I got all types of powders, supplements, okay? And I do go to like the international stores, and they usually have like a good supply of herbs too. Like you can get you some cat's claw, you can get you some of that seven ladies tea, just lots of different things. The international stores, or even just like the Mexican stores, they usually have some good herbs to keep, like having clove on you, just keep it. To the roots, remember that our ancestors dealt with the roots, so if it's a root, it's most likely going to have a healing property, okay? Spirit is telling me that the healing properties are in there because they help to defend bugs. So that's like just the natural part. So yeah, the roots have things that help to defend off of pesticides, not pesticides, but pests that would eat the plant in the dirt. And that's why the root is so potent. Okay, so that's just something to know. Yeah, so turmeric, burdock, ginger are just a few that I have in a tea that's been sitting in my refrigerator for like 3 months. Okay, I made this tea. It's Uda, which is a African like seed. It's called Uda, and I think there's a couple of different names for it. It's Uda, ginger, turmeric, and clove. I might have put some yellow dock in there, but I'm not sure. But this Ghanaian lady giving me this recipe, and this was like a I call it my African coochie water, okay? So like if your pH is off balance, it's going to cleanse you. And I'm telling you that I went from being very acidic, okay, to being like so alkaline, like there is no smell. Like I smell like nothing, okay? Also, man, chlorophyll, I'm not taking pure chlorophyll, but in this other mixture that I have, I'll share with you guys, I have moringa and spirulina in it, so those are both filled with chlorophyll. And I came to work today with no deodorant, and I was like on accident, right? I was like, damn, I need to buy me one. And I noticed just now, after been sweating in here, I was like, I have no scent. And it's like because the last week or so I got back on my supplements, been taking my my tea with the chlorophyll in it every day, and it's like I smell like nothing. Okay, so these are ways that we can clear out our bodies. You may not even know what's going on. Something could be developing inside of you. You don't even know about it. All you need to do is get you a nice mixture. Okay, you want something that's going to be cleansing and something that's going to be like adding vitamins. Okay, something that takes away inflammation and toxins, and something that adds vitamins. So get you a combination. I can put my recipe up, but my stuff changes all the time. Okay, so just based on what we have. Yesterday I went through my cabinets, remade my powders, and I used one of those pill things to say like, okay, these are my morning time vitamins, nighttime vitamins for the next 7 days. Let's go. Because you know, sometimes I'll be feeling like this is the devil, okay? Like if I'm like craving sugar really bad and don't want to drink water, or I'm like evading like my teas and stuff, I'd be feeling like that's the devil. But so yeah, push yourself to clear your health, clean your health, clear out any of your habits. If you're a smoker, yeah, if you're smoking cigarettes, let that shit go. If you're smoking weed, you need to really cut that shit back. Make sure that you're a person who can also not smoke weed, okay? So you know, we all have different issues. The thing about the weed is that it does have good properties for your spirituality, and it definitely can be used for healing. So get you some good CBD. Maybe that's the balance, is that you can smoke CBD and it'll give you the habit of smoking, right? But it's not giving the psychedelic effect so much, so that you can remain clear-minded. I know for me, I'm trying to make sure my energy is increased, so I cannot smoke right now because I need my energy, okay? And I have proven to myself time and time again that it does deteriorate my energy. So Yes. Let's pull a couple of cards because I have to go back. All praise to the Most High Power. We are grateful. The Hanged One. Okay, I actually want to read this because I feel like this is that energy of waiting. You know, waiting for downloads, waiting to see what's coming next, what's the next move. You've come a long way, and now strategy needs to shift. Look out from your new vantage point. What's revealing itself to you? Consider this, and then flip the world upside down to examine everything with fresh eyes. While you might feel stuck, don't fight it. Don't forget your wisdom, and that the point is to finally release control. Picture yourself hanging upside down from a tree like a child, swinging from strong legs. The space you're in isn't one to fear. Revel in it. Allow the world to pass you by as you look on from a place of power. You're safe here. In what way are you clinging to control? Let go before the universe builds further tensions and drops you. You and only you have the capacity to release and rest. Discover the freedom in sitting back and watching what happens. So a good crystal for us right now is howlite for patience, perspective, and mindfulness. Mood music is a song called Let Go by Frou-Frou, F-R-O-U. And the scent, cherry blossoms and seltzer fizz. Okay, I don't know, seltzer fizz resonates for me because I've been drinking that that seltzer water, that some of those, you know, those bubblies or whatever, and I like them. Okay, I really do. So that resonates for sure. It's just a weird but nice thing. So yeah, we just need to take our time. Like if you're studying, study. If you are, you know, working on your workout regimen or getting into your mindfulness, like doing some meditations, if you are getting into your hoodoo, doing some incantations and like, you know, learning how to connect with your ancestors, like, you know, ancestor veneration is actually kind of new for me in the way that I'm doing it now. I just printed out photos of my ancestors, my closest ancestors, and I set up altars for them. And as somebody who came from the Christian church, and you know, me praying to God has been very successful for me, you know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of let go of a little bit of fear of saying, like, is it okay for me to venerate my ancestors? I'm not worshiping my ancestors. I'm just saying, hey, thank you. And I ask permission from the Most High if I want to communicate with them more. And so I've been, instead of me, it's, you know, setting up my altar and immediately being like, I need money, I need this, I need that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually put myself into a routine of connecting with the altar. So what I did is on my grandma altar, I have a matriarch altar, patriarch altar, okay? So the matriarch altar, I put some candies, because you know how grandmas will have their candies in their purse and give you some. So I put candies on the altar, right? And I told my kids, like, look, these are candies from grandma. I would never have put this candy here unless it was for them. So that's how they can connect. It's not just me. Like, I am doing it in honor of them. So when you want a piece of candy, I don't mind, little hard candies, right? Just say thank you. You know, and so that's how I'm kind of like teaching my children to like connect with the ancestors, is being and seeing their picture, seeing their setup, taking their little candy and be like, thank you, You know what I'm saying? And it's for me too. So now I go and I say thank you. I'm just talking to them a lot. But these are just ways that, like, instead of me being like, can you please help me with this, help me with that, when I've never really connected with them like in that way, I'm actually just like communing with them. So another thing is that I'm gonna start serving them tea. Okay, I decided I need to have some tea before bed. So when I have my tea, then I will also pour some tea for them. Okay, I got a black and mild for my birth father. Okay, and put that behind his picture on his altar. And there's just like little trinkets that are symbolic as of the patriarch as well. So these are just ways that I'm connecting with spirit, connecting with my ancestors, and taking my time. This is how I'm using my hangman time as we decide, like, okay, like, so are we gonna revolt? Are we going to just go back to sleep? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that in some ways it's like you feel kind of anxious, like I want to do something. I can't just sit here and allow them to destroy the world around me, destroy the world that my children will inherit, right? But at the same time, Black people are not organized at this time. We have not been community focused. We don't have a whole lot of resources, and we can't give out all the game on the damn internet, and we can't gather suspiciously. So what we can do is develop ourselves spiritually, mentally, and physically. All right, you guys, I have to go back to work because I'm still in the matrix, but I will be back. Okay, peace.